Hello, everybody. This episode of the Lewis Sabin Video Podcast is brought to you, as always, because of me. I'm kidding. No. Joe Rogan and the JRE, the Joe Rogan Experience Podcast. You can listen to his podcast on YouTube, Ustream, and iTunes. We are also brought up. I almost skipped over his entire little piece there. The reason that I thank him ahead of all of these is because without him, I would have never thought about trying this. I listened to his podcast religiously, and I finally just said, you know what? Fuck it. He said something in one of his earlier podcasts. Unfortunately, my iTunes took a shit, so I don't remember which one it is. So it's gone. I don't remember which one it is. He was like, I did this because I enjoy it. Well, I talk about sports all the time with friends, and I talk about sports and news and things with other people. And finally, I just said, screw it. Let's see what happens if I throw this out on the internet. And originally, I started it off on Facebook. It was just a simple check-in. Here's what's going on in the news. Blah, 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 blah. Cool. And I got a huge response out of it. Everyone's like, it's so fucking cool. You need to do this more often. And so I did another one for the draft. Then I did another one for the draft. And then another one. And then it's turned into this. Me sitting here talking about sports, talking about news, anything really that comes to mind. And if Joe had not said that, sometimes you just got to take a leap and go for it in his podcast, I'd have never thought of it. So a huge thank you out to him. He will always be at the beginning of every podcast no matter what. Because if I had not listened to that podcast and I had not heard him say, people need to do this, and it's becoming a huge deal, I would have never thought about doing it. Because it's one of those where everyone who I spoke to about this said, well, it's a hobby. It's not a hobby. It's something I actually want to do. I can discuss sports all day long. And so I will always thank him ahead of every single podcast. Also, huge thank you to Science. The only energy drink I drink. 0 calories, 0 sugar, no crash, no jitters. Today I'm drinking mango guava. You see, they still have their little spiel on the side. No, they don't. So this is a different can. I'll read their spiel on the side of this one then. Not a new logo, so they don't have the new slogan. Science means extreme science. As science we seek to power human spirit and fuel peak performance. Science is a blend of zen and energy. The great tasting performance energy drink fuels champions. Whether you are training for a title or trying to reach your personal best, we've got you covered. With all natural flavors, vitamins, and nutrients. We skip the sugar and calories, giving you the power to win. Science. The reason I do Science, because some people have wondered why I do this. No one ever talked about Science. They were sponsored by the UFC. I don't know if they still are. I know they took on Monster, which tastes like shit, by the way. This does not taste like that at all. This is fruity. It's delicious. It actually tastes like you're drinking a drink. It doesn't taste like you're drinking the ass end of a cow with diarrhea. And so I decided maybe I'd try to get their name out there. If I should receive mail or email about not doing this anymore, I'd probably stop mentioning them. I will not stop drinking it, though. It's just that tasty. It truly is. I am not sponsored by either of these companies. Although if they'd like to, I'd love it. It'd be a big deal for me. Before we kick this off, I'd let you know it's raining here in beautiful Grand Rapids. And it is currently, I'll figure this out, 53 degrees. Getting kind of brisk. Getting ready for deer season. If it can stay in the low 50s, that'd be great. Keep the deer a-moving. Alright, so, piece of news before we start off. Actually, I'll do the piece of news after I start off. But anyway, let's crack this baby open. Now, a lot of people I've talked to who do watch bits and pieces of the podcast, I haven't had any solid viewership, which really sucks. I'm thinking about going back to the old way I used to do it. I'll still post to this, but there's a different way I did things. And hopefully will work. I last week did an opening with The Doors, and I played People Are Strange. And after I did that, I got off the phone with a buddy of mine, and he was like, "You can't do that." So I'm still looking. I tried to find out if I could or not. It's really weird wording that he explained to me how it's worded, because I guess he tried to do something for like a school event where he posted some music in there. And technically speaking, YouTube can take down my channel if I keep doing it. So that had to cease. That sucks. I'm working on trying to get a little theme thing going for you guys. I was also commented by a friend of mine that this doesn't look very professional. Well, there's a reason for that. I'm inside my parents' house, and I'm doing this on zero budget. But the main reason I make it look a little less professional and I do certain things is because I want you, and it's also why at the beginning it says, unedited, uncensored. I want you to see the blemishes. I want you to see me screw up. I want you to know that I am just like everybody else, and if I screw up, I screw up, and oh well. I'm cool with being wrong. If I'm wrong, call me out on it. Comment on the Facebook page. The Lewis Sabin Video Podcast on Facebook. It's a page. Feel free to like it if you want. I post most of the video, all the videos there. I might do an exclusive one just for that, but their ruling is weird. But I want you guys to see the blemishes. I want you to see how I do things. And that's just how it's going to go. Now, if for some reason this became a huge deal, I might try to make it a little more professional. But for now, it's one of those where I'd like you to see that I screw up. I was saying, if I get something wrong, call me out. Go ahead, comment. If I fucked something up, I got a text from a buddy of mine, or a friend of a friend, who I corrected myself in the next video. I said LSU played in Death Valley. And then I moved on and started talking about something, and I meant to say Clemson, but I said LSU for some screwy reason. I don't remember why. And he texted me right after he watched it the day before. I think it was the day before I did the next one, and he's like, "You do realize Clemson plays in Death Valley, right? It's not LSU." And I, oh, really? Shit, I forgot. I don't know everything. I thought it was LSU. So I came on here, and I said, hey, I was wrong. Feel free to call me out in the comments. Say that I said something wrong. If you're wrong, fuck you. But if I'm wrong, I'll gladly correct. There are two spots, hang on my screen that are driving me nuts. There we go. If I'm wrong, I'd rather you tell me I'm wrong and I'll fix it. But alright, let's move on past the normal shit. So, tomorrow I should have a guest on. It'll be my first guest ever, my buddy. We'll be on here. We'll talk about shit, because that's what we do. Should be fun. This is the usual podcast, where we're just going to go over some sports news. All right. So first, I want to cover something. So athletes all have their Twitter pages. I had to minimize that. Here we are. And they say some weird shit. And every once in a while, somebody says something that rubs somebody the wrong way. And a lot of times, it's just interpretation. And if you have a problem with interpretation, I think that you need to just shut up and not say anything. People say things and then go, crap, I shouldn't have said that. It happens. But Sammy Watkins said something. This is from NFL.com. Sammy Watkins rips fans in deleted posts. The Bills receiver posted a picture of him with his daughter at Disney World during the Bills bye week. The post has since been deleted, where he called fans questioning his durability losers and told them to continue working y'all little jobs for the rest of y'all lives. This is also coming from where he said, I haven't gotten enough touches, and all he did was bitch and complain about how he hasn't been thrown to. And, I want to like Sammy Watkins. I came through originally saying, I was all cool with Sammy Watkins, no problem. But that shit is uncalled for. You're a professional athlete. Act like it. Ridiculous. It's since been deleted. Okay, you need to pull your head out of your ass and realize, yes, you're a very special athlete. Yes, you are in the top tier of receivers in the NFL, even though this is only your second year. But you need to realize, you need to shut the fuck up. There are people who work jobs, in his words, continue working y'all little jobs for the rest of y'all lives. Okay, first of all, learn to speak English. Secondly, little jobs. There are people who work 40 hours a week that you should not be picking on. You work what, 6 hours? 5 hours a week? Maybe. You get paid hundreds of millions of dollars to catch a fucking ball. I defend this because my parents worked their asses off. My mother works 40 hours a week. My stepfather works 40 hours a week. My father works 40 hours a week. Everybody I know, parents, 40 hours a week. They work their asses off to make okay money or not so great money. And yet you catch a ball and make $150 million. You need to learn how to shut the fuck up, and maybe you should be a little nicer to the people who are fans, because last I checked, some of that money that you're getting paid are based on admissions, ticket sales. If people don't show up, you don't get paid as much because the team will run out of money. So maybe you should be a little nicer to our losers who are continuing to work little jobs for the rest of our lives, because kind of make up part of your salary, dipshit. That's my rant about that. Jason Pierre-Paul of the New York Giants defensive end. So 4th of July, he blew off his index finger by accident with a firework. So he hasn't played. He just signed another one-year deal with the Giants. And this is coming from Dan Graziano. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, from ESPN. And he said that Coughlin is considering bringing him down to New Orleans to put him in, quote, in the environment of competitiveness. I think that's a great idea. Maybe you can try and light that. He hasn't played, and it's not. I don't know if he. Last I checked, he's medically cleared, so he's just not playing. Maybe you can light that fire underneath him to want to play again if you bring him down to one of the games. So hopefully he plays. I like Jason Pierre-Paul. He's a beast of an athlete, and I really hope he can bounce back from this finger problem that he's currently having. Brandon Marshall commented, this is from NFL, Hardy doesn't get it. The boys want to extend the defensive end, and that's where it cuts off. My assumption is he probably said something like they want to extend, his contract, even though he's being a little bitch. And I have to, for the most part, agree with him that, Hardy doesn't deserve to be in the NFL, I don't think. After you've been caught for like the second or third time with illegal guns and shit, you should no longer be allowed to be playing. He's been arrested multiple times, and it's just getting ridiculous. The NFL is a joke when it comes to discipline, so I think he should be done. Brandon Marshall is probably talking about the hissy fit he threw. Brandon Marshall's an amazing athlete who struggles with mental illness. And you know what? He is an amazing, amazing person. So if he said that you don't get it and you need to calm down, you should listen to him because he knows what he's talking about. He's had that problem. And he's learned to cope with it. Except the difference is you do it because I don't like how much money I'm making and all this other stupid sissy shit. And Marshall actually has a legal condition that causes him to lose it every once in a while. He's worked very hard to stop that from happening, but it still happens every once in a long while. And you know what? Yeah, if Brandon Marshall told you to cool it, you need to cool it. That kid is awesome. Texans released Ryan Mallett after missing flight, and they signed T.J. Yates. Normally, I would say, too bad for Ryan Mallett, and I hope he gets another chance. But you know what? He spoke of all this big game after he left Patriots, and I'm finally going to get to start. And you shit the bed. You played like crap. I'm hoping it was the offensive line. I'm hopeful, because I like Ryan Mallett, that it was simply offensive line. I haven't had time, which is part of the problem. And it's not that after 6.5 million years sitting behind Brady, actually it's like 4, but after sitting behind Brady, that you just stopped giving a shit and didn't care. So I'm hoping that somebody will find him, sign him to a contract, sign him to a practice squad, and get him to play a little better. And to clarify, after missing flight, he missed the flight because he missed the flight. It wasn't a defiance thing of, I don't feel like showing up. He missed it, and he was like, crap, and he got on the next plane and showed up. So I give him tons of credit for that. I don't think that's why the Texans released him. I think they released him based on his play. At least I'm hoping that, because the missed flight thing wasn't him being a dick from the information that I've gathered. The reason he missed the flight is because he missed it. That happens every once in a while. But yeah, they signed TJ Yates, former quarterback for them. Very good quarterback. Well, he is. He's in a Texans uniform. So best of luck to TJ and Hoyer and the Texans team, and hopefully they get more wins. Minnesota University's coach, Jerry Kill, retires immediately, citing health. I'm not going to talk about this very long. Jerry Kill is a very good coach. Again, he retired immediately, citing health. I'm hoping he'll be all right. He's up there in age. Best of luck to you in retirement. And congratulations on a very long and interesting career as a coach. Aldon Smith in Raiders' long-term plans. It's a question. I think Aldon Smith in a Raiders uniform is a good idea. The Niners were dumb enough to cut him after an incident that he talked about extensively. So he was arrested for I'm trying to think. Let me Google it real quick. I forget. It happened a while ago. He was arrested for a hit and run and a DUI and vandalism. And he said, hang on, I'm trying to see if I can find his response. That was his 5th arrest in 3 years, which is too bad. The Niners released him for a very good reason. I mean, this is at the time he'd been arrested in 3 years. But, he argued that the DUI was BS and that he wasn't under the influence. I'm a forgiving person. So, to me, I would automatically assume that, Aldon probably screwed up. But him with the Raiders is a good deal. I think he should stay with the Raiders. I got no arguments there. So St. Louis, this is the next piece. St. Louis, the Raiders, and the Chargers are all trying to move to Los Angeles. Being with the executives, they're trying to figure out how they can get down there. They can build a stadium, the whole 9 yards. And I think that San Diego Chargers need to stay in San Diego. You need to continue being there. That's where you need to be. That is your place. Stay there. Stay in San Diego. Build a new stadium if you need it, but stay in San Diego. The Raiders want to move to Los Angeles. I don't mind them moving to Los Angeles, but at the same time, I don't think that's where they belong. I think they should move back to Anaheim. When I said this, not too long ago, a bunch of people jumped on me and said, well, They were never the Anaheim Raiders. No, they were the Los Angeles Raiders, I believe, at that time. And they played in Anaheim. I think that's where their field should go. You can remain the Oakland Raiders. That should remain the same, but you should play in Anaheim. Or you should have a new stadium built for you in Oakland. Because right now they're playing at the Oakland A's baseball field, and that just looks ridiculous. And the players don't like it. So build them a new stadium or move them to Anaheim. That would be fantastic. They need to remain in Oakland, I think. St. Louis. Okay, so I'm on the fence here. I'm going to argue both. I want St. Louis to move back to Los Angeles. That's me. They were the Los Angeles Rams when I was a kid. I loved them as the Los Angeles Rams. I think they should go back. However, on the flip side, people are arguing they should stay in St. Louis to keep somebody at least in, Missouri. And I don't disagree with that. If they stayed in St. Louis, cool, no problem, fine. Because I agree with that. There's no team in Missouri. Keep somebody else on this side of the states, on this side of the Mississippi, and it gives you one more team over here. In the case of the Midwest. However, if they were to move to California in Los Angeles and become the Los Angeles Rams, I'm not going to cry over it. They had a beautiful team, fantastic team in Los Angeles. I didn't think they should have moved ever, but they did. And yeah, that's that. I mean, I think they should remain, and they should remain in Los Angeles, and hopefully that's what will happen, and they'll go back. Let's see here. Okay, let me see. That doesn't really matter. They've already released the draft order. I don't see how that matters. Too early. You don't know who's going to end up where. Optimism fades as Cowboys lose again. Okay. To answer that, I'm going to go back and say something that I don't know if I said on here. I know I've said it to people and commented in things about this. When it comes to the Cowgirls, when you let go of DeMarco Murray and signed Dez Bryant to a big deal, you shouldn't be surprised when you start losing games. You signed a guy you didn't need, and you lost the guy you needed. You guys are a bunch of idiots. That's where I stand on that. Optimism as they fade, as they lose again. Okay. You got a good quarterback now in Matt Castle. No argument there. Your offensive line is fantastic. You have no running back. You need to fix that. You lost Dez Bryant. He's probably going to come back this weekend or next weekend. Don't know who they play. That'll be covered here in a second, too. And, other than that, who else do you have on your team? We have several receivers, and, Devin Street and this guy and this guy. Okay, and Cole Beasley. Who do you have that makes plays other than Dez? Jason Witten. That's it. You're screwed. You can't expect to win games when you only got two guys that make plays. So, yeah, that's just ridiculous. You lost the guy you needed to keep. There's talk of, RG3's career being over and where he needs to go. And blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's what I think the Washington Redskins should do. First of all, you need to determine what it is you're looking for. Are you looking for a drop-back pocket pass quarterback? Or are you looking for what you drafted in RG3, which is option plays, hand the ball off, roll out and play action and throw the ball. If you did that, RG3 would be fine. But you don't. You try and use him as a pocket passer, which he isn't. So, I'm going to pursue both ends of this. If the Redskins were to let him go, I would argue you go ahead and you do something that a lot of people are going to say probably outrageous, but he fits the system perfect. You go to the Eagles and you trade them RG3 for a first-round pick, or I'm trying to think what else you could get from them. Maybe a receiver? No, they don't have any receivers. Maybe a running back? No. They've only got the two guys that do anything. Maybe you could get Sproles. I think the Eagles should keep Sproles. Matthews? No, you should probably keep Matthews. You're not getting DeMarco Murray. That's not going to happen. So, yeah, maybe Sproles. Matthews, I think, is going to be a harder sell. You might be able to get him at running back. They really don't have anything at receiver, so that'd be kind of pointless. Unless you thought you could lure away like Josh Huff. Defensively. You might be able to talk them into giving you defensive line, no. Linebacker. Kendricks. If you could talk them into giving you Kendricks, that might work. Kendricks in the second rounder, third rounder, something like that. Because that would help out at the linebacker position. I don't know what Washington's needs are right off the top of my head. I know they need offensive line, but the Eagles aren't going to get any offensive linemen. That's just not going to happen. Trying to think. I know what the Eagles have for the most part. You could argue Bradford, but I don't think they'll give him to you. And I think that'd be a waste of time. Yeah, I'm thinking linebacker, probably Kendricks would be your best bet. If you were to give up RG3, I think that'd be the best system for him to go in because they're very fast. Their lineup, their rollout, they like to run option, they like to run play action. That'd be a best fit for him. Either that or the 49ers. Because we all know they need a quarterback. If you were to trade to the Niners, first round pick and Quentin Patton, maybe like the top pick. I don't think you could get out of that for receivers. But again, if you were to trade him, I think personally what you need to do with the Redskins, Washington, because who knows how long they'll be the Redskins. I think the first thing you got to do is fire your coach. And normally I'm in defense of the coach. Normally I say nope, it's not the coach's fault. You got to keep him. But let's be honest here. Why did they pick Jay Gruden? That's who they picked up. That's who they got as their coach, Jay Gruden. Why did they pick him? Because of his brother, John. John Gruden's a fucking amazing coach. John didn't want the job, so they went, let's take Jay and see if that works. And now that it's fallen on its ass, I wonder why that happened. Oh, I don't know. Gee, maybe because you didn't take the guy's brother. You got Jay, not John. Two different people. I compare that to my grandfather as a Hall of Fame coach here in Michigan. That would be the same as if you hired me and expected me to have the exact same caliber player and everything as George. That's not going to happen. Why? I'm not George. I'm not my grandfather. I'm a different person. We run I think him and I have, when it comes to offenses and things like that, we think the same way. But as a team mentality and running offenses and defenses and keeping your players up, I'm not George. So how can you expect me to perform at the same level as him? And that's kind of what they did with Gruden, was, oh, well, we got his brother. It'll be the same. No, it's not. You're trying to turn... it's just mind-boggling, because that's his thought, too, as well. RG3 is going to be able to stand in the pocket and throw. Well, clearly not. So how about you do something that he's worked with? This crazy thing of, okay, what college did you go to? For those who don't know, RG3 went to Baylor. Okay, let's look at their playbook. What do they like to run a lot with you? Oh, play action, option, deep pass. All right, let's work that into our playbook and see how we can get you to kind of do something like that. But that would require work, so they don't do it. And now we have Kirk Cousins, who I have no problem with. I like Kirk Cousins. But, I don't think they should let go of RG3. I think they should fire their coach and reassign everybody on that offense and start running the type of offense that RG3 needs, or trade him to somebody who knows what they're doing. Okay. Now we're done with that. We'll move on to college football. All right, so this week's rankings, week 9, 2015 college football rankings. Take an educated guess at who's number 1. That's right, they haven't moved. Ohio State. Number 2 is Baylor. Number 3 is Clemson. Number 4 is LSU, Louisiana State. Number 5 is Texas Christian University. Number 6 is Michigan State. Number 7 is the bandwagon of Alabama. Number 8 is Stanford. Number 9 is Notre Dame. 10 is Iowa. 11 is Florida. 12 is Oklahoma State. 13th, Utah. They must have gotten beat. Ooh, they did. Number 14, Oklahoma. Number 15, Michigan. Number 16, Memphis. Number 17, Florida State. Number 18, Houston. Number 19, Ole Miss. 20, Toledo. 21, Temple. 22 is Duke. 23rd is Pittsburgh. 24th is UCLA. 25th and last in the top 25 is Mississippi State at 6-2. Okay. That is the current rankings for college football. Let's go over the schedule. So, Thursday, October 29th, a.k.a. tomorrow, is UNC, North Carolina, against at number 23, Pittsburgh. That's on at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. At the same exact time. Oh, I'm sorry, a half hour afterwards. I stand corrected. West Virginia plays at number 5 TCU. That's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I am hopeful that TCU beats the shit out of West Virginia because I like TCU. I think they're a good team. Western Michigan plays at Eastern Michigan at 7:30. Big game for us here in Michigan. Buffalo plays at Miami of Ohio. And there's 2 more games. Texas State plays at Georgia Southern. And Oregon plays at Arizona State. Then it's at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Friday, October 30th. Louisville plays at Wake Forest. East Carolina at Connecticut. Louisiana Tech at Rice. And Wyoming at Utah State. Saturday, October 31st. Otherwise known as Halloween. And my uncle's birthday. A little shout out there to you, Bill, in Florida. Starting the day off right at noon, we have Western Kentucky at Old Dominion, University of Central Florida at Cincinnati, South Florida at Navy, Illinois at Penn State, Nebraska at Purdue, Rutgers at Wisconsin, number 19 Ole Miss at Auburn, South Carolina at Texas A&M, Syracuse at number 17 Florida State, Virginia Tech at Boston College, University of Massachusetts at Ball State, Central Michigan at Akron, UTEP at Southern Mississippi, Georgia Tech at Virginia, University of Southern Cal at California. A little in-state rivalry going on there. Colorado against number 24 UCLA, number 3 Clemson at NC State, Georgia at number 11 Florida. I almost said at 11 Florida. That wouldn't have worked, would it? Marshall at Charlotte, Florida International at Florida Atlantic. Number 14, Oklahoma at Kansas. Number 12, Oklahoma State at Texas Tech. Maryland at number 10, Iowa. Boise State at UNLV, San Diego State at Colorado State, Troy at Appalachian State, Tulsa at SMU, Tennessee Martin at Arkansas, Louisiana Monroe at Louisiana Lafayette, Georgia State against Arkansas State, Tulane at number 16 Memphis, Oregon State is at number 13 Utah, Vanderbilt is at number 18. Wow, if I read that correctly. Oregon State is at number 13 Utah, Vanderbilt is at number 18 Houston. I hate when I do that. Miami of Florida is at number 22 Duke, number 15 Michigan is at Minnesota. Texas is at Iowa State. Texas San Antonio is at North Texas. Tennessee plays UK, otherwise known as the University of Kentucky. If I could read, this would be helpful. Number 9, Notre Dame. At number 21, Temple. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Idaho at New Mexico State. Air Force at Hawaii. Number 6, Stanford at Washington State. And last but obviously not least, Arizona at Washington. Okay. Let's run down this real quick. Number 15, Michigan at Minnesota. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern. That should be a good game. Michigan is trying to bounce back after their loss to Michigan State. And I really think that will be a good game. I take Michigan over Minnesota. Number 8, Stanford at Washington State. I wonder who's going to win that game. Take a guess. The team that's ranked. Number 9, Notre Dame at number 21, Temple. That's at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern, as I've already said. I'm going to take Notre Dame for 2 reasons. 1, Notre Dame fan. 2, I don't know what Temple has, but I know that Notre Dame's defense is very good. 7:30 p.m. Eastern on the SEC Network. Tennessee will play I almost said Connecticut again. Damn it. We'll play Kentucky. See, that makes sense. Playing Connecticut, why the fuck are they playing UConn? I don't know. Tennessee playing Kentucky makes sense. I'll be pulling for Tennessee, as will a friend of ours. Best of luck to Tennessee. Let me see. What other games I want to cover? There were a couple more. Let me find it a second. It's in here somewhere. I swear. There we go. Number 3, Clemson at NC State. Again, wonder who's going to win that game. I'll pull for Clemson. Central Michigan at Akron. Central Michigan probably wins. I thought I said Michigan State played this weekend. Let me look. I swear they play. I thought they played this weekend. Let me look. Yeah, didn't I say their name? Hang on a minute. Because this is going to bug me. West Virginia at number 5, TCU. I think I already covered this. TCU has too many weapons. West Virginia does not. So, yeah, it should be a blowout. I swear I had them in here. Now this is going to bug me. I apologize. Don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but I swear they play. Here, we'll do it this way. I thought they played this weekend. They do. They play Nebraska. Okay, good. I'm not nuts. I'm like, I swear I said their name. I did. They play next Saturday. That's why. Next Saturday, November 7th, they play at Nebraska. So they have this weekend off, too. Okay, I did not know that. I read their name somewhere else then, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. And not in the rankings. I mean, I read it that they played somebody. I just can't read dates, evidently. No wonder I will never find love. I can't read dates. I'm kidding. No, that's not the problem. They're currently undefeated. I didn't realize last weekend they blew out Indiana. I didn't watch it. I was asleep because I woke up at 5 in the morning. So I was passed out. All right. So in the NFL schedule 2015 Week 8. Thursday, tomorrow, Miami is at New England. New England will spank the crap out of Miami, and I don't like New England. But let's face it, Miami, what do they got? You have Damakansu, who is a troublemaker, doesn't know how to play well with others, and is probably going to stomp on somebody. And New England has too many weapons, so New England. Saturday, November 1st, we have Detroit at Kansas City, Tampa Bay at Atlanta, Arizona at Cleveland, San Francisco at St. Louis, the New York Giants at New Orleans. I hate saying it that way. Minnesota at Chicago, San Diego at Baltimore, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh, Tennessee at Houston, the Jets at Oakland, Seattle at Dallas, and the Green Bay Packers play at the Denver Broncos at 8:30. That will be the Sunday night game. And Monday night, we have the Indianapolis Colts at the Carolina Panthers. I will run down that real quick here for you. So Detroit at Kansas City. Kansas City doesn't have a run game. That's at Wembley Stadium in London. I did not know that. At 9:30 in the morning. Kansas City isn't going to have much of a run game. I'm pretty sure I heard they picked up Ben Tate for running back because their main running back is done for the year. Let me think here. You know what? Because this is how it's been going, Detroit loses. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Atlanta spanks Tampa Bay. Arizona at Cleveland. Arizona spanks Cleveland. San Francisco at St. Louis. St. Louis wins by 7. The Giants at New Orleans. The Giants win by a field goal. Minnesota at Chicago. Minnesota spanks them. San Diego at Baltimore. San Diego wins by 6. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Cincinnati wins by 14. Tennessee at Houston. Battle of the two terribles. I'm going to go with Tennessee. And I think they win by a touchdown. So 7 points. The Jets at Oakland. Oakland wins by 3. Seattle at Dallas. Seattle spanks Dallas. I just think they'll hang up 13 points on them. The Green Bay Packers at Denver. Green Bay by 10. And on the Monday night game, Indianapolis at Carolina. Carolina thumps Indianapolis. I think they win 24-14. Teams with a bye. Washington, Jacksonville, Philadelphia, and Buffalo. All right. Now, if you belong to the Facebook page, I'm going to quick go to it, because I want to talk about this. We'll probably talk about it tomorrow, too, but just because I can. Sorry. Let me find my group. There it is. Like I said, it's a group page. You can feel free to be on there. I'm not going to care. I posted a thing on here. We'll discuss one of them tomorrow. The other one I'll discuss with you right now. I'll probably end up talking about it tomorrow with my guest, very dear friend of mine. Anyway, probably end up talking to him again. Sorry. And that was a thing I posted from a website that I follow on here. It's called Now That's Some Funny Shit. They post pretty funny things. Some of them are kind of serious, but they got always a really good point or undertone to them. And it was a picture of this really cute model from probably like the 50s, be my guess, 50s, 60s, somewhere in there. And it said, before anorexia and implants, there was something called sexy. And the reason I bring this up is because I was reading some reports on some things, and, you know, one of the things I recently read, it's older news, but I read it again recently because somebody else commented on it or something. It popped up on my page. of the things that kids are doing to make themselves look prettier now. Because in the pop videos and all this shit that they're watching, which is garbage, they look like this, and men think that that's hot, so that's what I need to look like. First of all, I'm going to say this. That's not what you should be doing. Be yourself. That's pretty much my motto 100% of the time. Be you. That's 1,000 times sexier than anything you're going to see on TV. If you just be you and you know what you are. And the reason I say that is because I think that this shit is just sad. When you see like a 13-year-old girl trying to make herself look pretty because, well, the pop model that I watch in music videos on TV, all the rap stars are going after her, so why shouldn't I try to look like that? Because, one, that woman looks like a whore. Two, you don't look like her. That's just a simple thing. You don't. Okay. Well, what makes you different from her? Well, you're probably actually going to pass high school. You're probably going to move on to college. You probably have more friends, actual friends, than this woman. And fourth of all, you're much younger. You have a longer, to look forward to, as opposed to this woman whose life probably actually kind of sucks. It may look nice, but trust me, you don't want to be that stupid. The prime example I hear is the Kardashians. Oh my God! If I read one more thing about the Kardashians, I'm going to put a gun in my mouth. Okay? It's just gotten out of hand. Those people are stupid. That's the prime example I hear about that. Is, well, people think that she's attractive. Okay. Those people are morons. Because you see, there's this other thing that, again, I don't know why people can't get this through their heads. There's something up here that can make you attractive if you're really smart. There's some really smart dorky kid out there, trust me, that'll find that attractive, that, oh, you're smarter than me. Cool. Or the fact that I can carry on an intellectual conversation with you. I have friends that are that way. I can carry on a fully intellectual conversation with them, and they understand what I'm saying, and our vernacular is the same. And, we can go on and have a conversation. Now, with Kim Kardashian, I'm willing to bet if I mentioned anything going on in real news that's not celebrity bullshit, she probably couldn't finish a sentence without, I don't know. It's one of those things that I try to argue with these people that I know and their siblings is, and I have adults that have younger children, I tell them the same thing. Keep them away from that. Keep them away from whatever it is that causes children to think that is what is, shut it out. Just keep it away from them and let them know that your individualism is more important than what you see on TV. And as long as you remain you, that's what's important. Don't become something because that's what you think is the cool thing. Be yourself. My prime example of that is myself in high school. I tried to be kind of the cool guy. It didn't work. And then I ended up just going, screw it. Because I got bullied a lot and said, screw it. If you don't like me, I guess that just sucks. Because I think I'm pretty awesome. And now the friends that I have that I still talk to, they're all pretty cool people. Because they know that I'm going to speak my mind, much like I do on here. And I am who I am, and if you don't like it, fuck off. And that really is the attitude you have to have in life. I mean, really, if someone doesn't like the way you look, well, that just sucks. Because guess what? I'm willing to bet somebody will not mind. Or in the case of your personality, I'm willing to bet that somebody likes you somewhere. Even asshole politicians have friends, okay? Well, I should rephrase. Their friends are their wallets. But even assholes have assholes that they hang out with that are assholes to them. So, you don't want to be in the group of assholes. You'd rather be in the group of people who are normal. So don't be a dick. I guess my main message here is don't be a dick. Be nice to everybody around you if you can. I think that's just overall. even if it is or isn't in the Bible, treat others as you'd like to be treated thing is 100%. That's how you should act, no matter what. I think no matter of your religious views, that's something that should be just understood and should happen. If you don't like the way you're being treated by somebody, then how do you think the person you do it to feels? The same exact way. So you should just be nice to everybody, even if you don't like people. But my original argument was, the Kardashian things. You see 14, 15-year-olds. You see them on Twitter. You see them on the Insta thingy, Instagram. I see them on Facebook, too. They try to... Now, it sounds bad because I'm older to say this. They try to look sexy. They try to look like the Kardashians. Don't. Be you. That in and of itself should be enough. That's my main message there. I just thought I'd cover that real quick. I'll probably talk about it again tomorrow. The guy I'm going to have on shares a lot of the same views as I do when it comes to stuff like this. And that's what we'll probably talk about. I'm willing to bet. If we don't, we don't. I mean, he asked me that. He's like, so what are we going to talk about? Whatever you want. We'll talk about anything. We can go on for hours because guess what? YouTube will support it. But yeah, that's just how we are. This is how my friends are. Those are the friends you want to keep. The friends that go, you know what, this is what you should be because it's better you. Not, for instance, again, to go on to that, I hate to run on with one subject for an entire time. I never do that. I'm trying to think of a prime example because after a while, I just stopped caring. And so people said shit that I didn't care. The people that you keep in your life, they should be trying to help you as opposed to being douchebags. Let me think of a way to put this. Prime example, you'll hear in high school, the things you wear. Oh, someone can pick on that. Oh, you look like trash, yada, yada, yada. Okay, the friends you want are the ones that don't care. That sounds bad, but that's how it is. Like me. Oh, does this look good? Well, if you ask me, yeah, sure, I'll answer. You might want to lean somewhere else. Or, oh, that's cool. But otherwise, I really don't care how you look. My main argument with that goes with women. The makeup and all that crap. I'd rather you look 100% like yourself. That's just me. I'm that way. I realize that the makeup and the hair and all that makes you look prettier, per se. But I like you for you, not for what you're trying to be. And I think that should be what more people should aim for is, well, I want to be around you because I like you as a person. You're cool. Not because, oh, well, you're with the popular group. High school is the main one with that one. Not so much anymore. I mean, now that I'm out, it's not so much the popular thing. That's actually what's funny. It's because all the people that I know that still try and dwell on that. Well, I was in the popular group when I was in high school. Yeah, well, now you're not in high school anymore. And how's that working for you? You don't have any friends. Because all the people you hung out with were assholes. And then they went, oh, we have no one to pick on anymore. Oh, we'll start picking on each other. How'd that work out? My friends and I don't do that. I mean, we will from time to time, but it's out of love. It's not because we want to be assholes. So that's the kind of people I think you should aim for in your life, keep in your life. The kind of people who are not going to be douchebags and are going to treat you as equal no matter what. And those are the kind of people you want to keep around. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for this podcast. As always, please like us on the Facebook page. That's Louis Sabin, Louis space Sabin video podcast. It's on Facebook. There's a group. Please do not. I have a real profile on here where I post random shit. Do not try to friend request me. I will not answer it unless I actually know you. If you want to like the podcast, that's fine. I have no problem with that. Just do not shoot me your friend request. I will not answer it. But the podcast webpage is completely open. Feel free to meander on over there and like it. As always, we are here because of huge thank you to Joe Rogan and the JRE, the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. Very funny man. one of the best comics in the world right now. He is available on Ustream, iTunes, and YouTube. Some of his stand-up comedy is available on Spotify. I've been able to find it. Very funny man. Really, truly worth listening to. Great guy. We are also brought to you thanks to Zions. 0 calorie, 0 sugar energy drink. The only energy drink that I drink that powers this podcast. Today I'm drinking mango guava. As I said, 0 crash, 0 sugars. 0 sugar, 0 calories, no crash, no jitters. If I could complete a sentence in English, this would be very helpful. It doesn't taste like garbage. It's fruity. It's delicious. And truly, 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 it's the only energy drink I drink. I really, seriously do not drink anything energy-wise other than this. I mean, I'll have like pop, but there's energy drinks and then there's pop. This is the only energy drink I drink at all. I don't drink Monster. I don't drink Nas. I don't drink anything but Zions. Why do I drink it? It's delicious. Doesn't give you the crash. 6 hours from now, I'll be up and moving around just fine. If I drink a Monster in 6-7 hours, I'd be dog tired. I'd want to lay down and take a nap. I'd bring these to school and drink them because by the end of the day, you're tired, man. You want to go home. You want to go to bed. Drink one of these. I'm up and ready to go. I got another 3-4 hours in me. I mean, I can lay down and go to bed if I really want to. But it's more of a natural energy. It truly is delicious. Please, please, please buy these. If Zions or Joe should see these, sponsoring me would be fantastic. I would love it. However, I am not currently sponsored by either of these companies. I'm just a really huge fan. You guys have yourselves a lovely, lovely, lovely day, evening, morning, whenever it is you watch / listen to this. Tomorrow I will have a dear friend of mine on here, and you guys will have to see me tomorrow.